In a cozy little town, there lived a woman named Emma. She was married to a man named Jake. For many years, they were a happy couple, sharing dreams and laughter. But as time passed, things started to change. They began to argue more often, and the love they once had felt like it was fading away. One evening, Emma felt a rush of emotions and decided it was time for a serious talk. As they sat on the couch, she took a deep breath. "Jake, we need to talk about our marriage," she said, her heart pounding with anticipation. Jake looked surprised. "What do you mean, Emma? Is something wrong?" he asked, his brow furrowing. "I just feel like we are drifting apart. I think we might need a break, or even a divorce." Emma's voice trembled with each word. She could see the shock wash over Jake's face. "I can't keep living like this," she added, feeling tears pricking at her eyes. "Wait, Emma. Let's not rush into anything. We can fix this," Jake pleaded, desperation in his voice. But deep down, Emma felt a weight lift off her shoulders. The idea of a divorce seemed like the only way to find happiness again. Suddenly, Jake's expression changed. Okay. How about we make a bet?" he proposed, his eyes glinting with mischief. "A bet? Jake, are you serious?" Emma asked, confused. "Is that really how you want to solve this? Listen, hear me out. If I can change and make you fall in love with me again in 3 months, then you have to stay in this marriage. But if I can't, then you can have your divorce," Jake said almost eagerly. Emma was taken aback. "You really think you can win me back in 3 months with a bet?" she replied, a mix of humor and disbelief in her voice. But part of her, deep down, felt a spark of hope. "And what if you lose?" she asked, raising an eyebrow. "I'll pack my things and leave. No questions asked," Jake promised, his face serious now. Emma felt a tug at her heart. Could this really work? Maybe the wager would give them a chance to rediscover their love. With a hesitant nod, Emma agreed. "Hey, Jake, you have 3 months. But you better put in the effort." She felt both anxious and excited at the same time. As the weeks went by, Jake surprised Emma with little gestures. He brought her flowers, cooked dinner, and even remembered their favorite songs. Emma couldn't help but feel a flicker of the love she once had for him. But doubt still lingered in her mind. Is this real, or just part of the bet? Emma wondered to herself, feeling torn inside. Each time Jake did something sweet, her heart warmed, but she reminded herself of the hurtful moments that led them here. One day, while taking a walk together, Jake opened up about his feelings. "Emma, I realize now how much I took our love for granted. I want to change for you, for us." He looked deeply into her eyes, and for a moment, she believed him. But as the deadline approached, Emma saw signs that made her question everything. Jake would sometimes slip back into old habits, and she reminded him, "It's not just the big gestures. You have to show me you care every day." Their conversations turned intense. Emma cried one night, "I'm scared to fall for you again. What if you go back to the way things were?" Each word felt heavy with fear. Jake held her tightly. "Emma, give me a chance. I promise I'm trying." His sincerity shone through his words, yet the shadows of doubt loomed over Emma's heart. Finally, the last day of the bet arrived. Emma felt a whirlwind of emotions, anxiety, hope, and sadness. What would happen next? They sat across from each other, and Jake took a deep breath. "Emma, I know I've made mistakes, but I love you. In these 3 months, I have learned how important you are to me. I want a second chance." He spoke earnestly, and for a brief moment, Emma felt the warmth of their past love. But then she thought of all the hurt, the arguments, and the moments that made her feel alone. "Jake, love isn't just about making grand gestures," she said, tears in her eyes. "It's about trust, honesty, and showing up every single day." "What are you saying?" Jake asked, panic rising in his voice. "I'm saying, I'm choosing myself. I am giving you the divorce." Emma's voice quivered between sadness and strength. Jake's expression shifted between shock and disbelief. "No, Emma, please. You can't do this," he begged. But deep inside, she knew it was the right choice. "Jake, you have shown me you care, but I need more than that. I need love that feels real," she said, her heart aching. As tears fell, Jake nodded slowly. "I understand. I just wish I could have done better." The pain in his voice echoed Emma's heartache. In that moment, they realized love isn't always enough to fix what's broken. Saying goodbye was difficult but necessary. As Emma walked away, she felt her heart race. It was a brave step toward healing. Days turned into weeks, and while the path was tough, Emma began to discover herself again. She filled her days with laughter, hobbies, and friends. She learned to love herself first, finding new joy along the way. Eventually, she realized that some endings bring new beginnings. And Emma felt hopeful again, ready to embrace whatever life had in store for her. With every step, she celebrated her strength and resilience, knowing that choosing herself was the best decision she had ever made.